Hi everyone, Emily here from Emily's Excellent Epics, and today I have for you my May pile of possibilities. So just a couple of quick things. It is for sure a very loose pile of possibilities. I'm a high school special education teacher. It's the end of the school year. If you know, it is always a busy, chaotic time. I'm also beginning to start grad school in May. So it's going to be busy. So hence why you might see me film these books and then my wrap up might be something completely different. I'm trying to finish as much as I can of the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. This is a year-long reading challenge that Stephanie over at her channel, channel name is Cordy, has put together. It started in July, July 7th to be specific, and then it goes through through July 6th of 2026. So if you're like, oh man, Hearts Reading Challenge sounds fun, don't worry, because in June she will announce the prompts for and all the information for Her Kid 3.0. She's already said that. I'm not going to finish it. There's just no way. There are some prompts that I've just fell apart on. Translations, make a quote, nonfiction, all the adaptations. We're looking at you. So it is what it is. I'm also participating in Escape the Readathon, hosted by Lexi over at Books with Lexi. That one, I'm gonna let you watch that video. It's a complicated. To me, it feels like a complicated readathon. When you watch the video, it makes sense, and I have a hard time explaining the readathon succinctly. But I'm going to be participating, but I'm probably going to have to read for page numbers each room that we're in, as opposed to following the prompts as they get dropped, because high school teacher at the end of the school year. So that being said, without further ado, let's get started on what I hope to finally get to. One I am reading, I don't have it with me. It's actually over there on my coffee table. I started House of Earth and Blood, the first book of Crescent City. I'm 150 pages into it. I need to keep plugging along with that. I have been distracted by side quests and trying to knock out as many books as I can, and a 900-page book is going to take me a little bit longer. So I think I need to just have a set amount of pages that I read in that book a day, meet that, and then move on, be able to read other books. So I also need to read The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 1 in the Crowns of Nioxia duology. So this will fit my duology prompt for the series Staircase if I read this and then book 2. And then this also fits Spooky Creatures, the Vampire, because this is about the adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king. And she, I think, is entering into a tournament held by the goddess of death herself. And she makes an alliance with a mysterious rival. I've heard good things about this series, so look at that. I found my bookmark that Cajun Peach gave me. So I was wondering where that had gone. I tried starting it, reading it, put it down, got distracted. So I do need to read this. I do really want to read it. I also need to read Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This would fulfill magic users on the Spooky Creatures prompt, and then also, I think this is Sapphic, so under the LGBTQIA prompt. And this is just the story of 4 girls. They joined Her Majesty's Royal Coven, which was founded under Elizabeth I. And then they they went their separate ways, and then years later have to come back together as a young warlock has been captured by authorities and seems to threaten the very existence of Her Majesty's Royal Coven. This is the first book in a series. So found another bookmark. So I do want to read this. This one is, though, the one that I'm not quite as sure on if I'm going to get to in May. I also really do want to get to Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. This is the first book in the Tower of Babel series, or the Books of Babel series. I've heard really good things about this series, and I have books 1 and 2, so I just need to get started. But this is about a headmaster, Thomas Senlin. He is vacationing with his wife on their honeymoon, and she disappears or is kidnapped. I'm not 100% sure, but it says that in order to find her, he must enter the Tower of Babel, and he must endure betrayal, assassination attempts, illusions of the tower. So to find her. So, all right. The next book. I forgot to add. This book is for Q recommends or Qwerty recommends. I don't remember if this was from like a vlog or a reel, TikTok reel, or which prompt, but it fulfilled one of those prompts. All right, then the next book is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. If you are at all a fantasy reader and you watch other fantasy readers on BookTube, you have heard of this book because it's just everywhere. But if you don't know what this book is about, this is a lit RPG based book. So role-playing game based book where we follow Carl, and it's like the alien apocalypse from what I understand. And they give people a choice. You can either enter into these dungeons and follow this like video game like challenge, or you can face destruction. So he chooses to enter into the game along with his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut. And from what I understand, each book follows a different level of the game that you must conquer in order to survive. So I've heard really good things about this series, obviously because it's just exploded everywhere. So we'll give it a shot. This would finish off the subgenre prompt. So you have to pick a genre of your choice. I chose fantasy. And then you have to read books from like subgenres within that genre. So this is lit RPG. I've done romantasy, urban, paranormal, etc. So to fulfill that, this also fulfills Q recommends. And then if I read this and Senlin Ascends, that prompt is done. Yay! I'm trying to finish off prompts as best I can. Then the next book I hope to read, I tried to pick this because I'm like, ooh, this is a lighter book. And that is The Maid's Secret by Nita Prose. This is book 3 in Molly the Maid series. I've already read books 1 and 2, and then the Christmas novella. So in this, we follow Molly, and she is a maid at a hotel. I think it's in New York. I don't know. We're never really given the name of the hotel. Molly is very rule bound. So she was raised by her grandmother, and her grandmother instilled in her all these different rules on how to interact with people, because that's hard for Molly, and how to just live her life, like a strict, like moral, ethical work set of rules that she follows. And that means that a lot of people just don't understand her. And she just has created this found family of different people that have worked at the hotel that have just kind of accepted her and become her family. And of course, there's always a murder at the hotel that she gets involved in and investigates. So what this would fulfill the even bigger rainbow. So you have to read a book where the cover is predominantly a certain color, like more than 50% of that cover. Obviously, this is yellow. So, and I don't think this fulfills any other prompt for me. And then last but not least, I hope to read The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. This would also fulfill the even bigger rainbow challenge because it's predominantly white on the cover. This would also, I can, if I review this book on the Book of the Month app, then that will go towards the Book of the Month reading challenge. So yay, I'll get another book for that. This is 6 authors are invited to this private island, and by Arthur Fletch, and he is a novelist. He's reclusive, and these authors are invited to hit a weekend on this private Scottish island, and they discover that Arthur Fletch is dead, and his last book is unfinished. So they kind of enter into this contest to kind of write the ending of his book. So, from what I understand, this is a team of authors. So one is Victoria Schwab, and I don't know who the other author is. Let me see. Do we have it on the back? Here we go. Right here, V.E. Schwab and Kat Clark. So, there we go. Again, I was trying to mix up like some of like the chunkier like fantasy with lighter mysteries that would get me into the story. The last book I plan on reading in May is, I for sure am going to read a new release of some sort. What that is, I don't know. But that is one of the prompts for hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, is that you have to read a new release every month. And so Book of the Month has come in clutch, and Aardvark have come in clutch for me. I don't know what Aardvark is releasing. They've had some hints. I'm not 100% sure if I'm intrigued with any of those. Also, don't know if I can afford both Book of the Month and Aardvark this month. And Book of the Month has kind of been killing it for me lately. And for sure they're releasing The Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, which sounds really intriguing. There's hints that they might be releasing the latest Fonda Lee, which is a sci-fi, and I loved Greenbone Saga, like 5-star series. Each book was like 5 stars. So that's a much anticipated book for me. But those are also kind of heavier, so I might, if they got an intriguing like romance that's released, I might go with that instead. Because I just need happiness and lightness and fluff in May to pull me through the end of the school year. So, that being said, thank you so much for watching. As always, please hit like, subscribe, the notification button, leave a comment down below. Like, those things are free for you, but they do help me. They help my channel grow. So, they provide encouragement for me. But are you doing any readathons in May? Or have you read any of those books? And what do you think I should prioritize? If you're not sure what to comment on down below. Thank you so much for watching.